And so came that early April morning at an air base in Colorado. 40 flying fortresses line the apron. 4,000 men march out for a final inspection. They've trained long and hard for these ships, the 400 men who fly them, and the 3,600 who work to keep them flying. Now the 351st Bombardment Group is ready. By the dawn's early light, it assembles for overseas combat. You're on your way, Joe. This is it. Take another look down there. That's your part of the earth. Out of that desert, those mountains, those fields has grown the American way of life. What you're fighting for. You remember the colonel's quiet words? Men, the enemy has asked for it. Let him have it. Seek no quarter, nor give any beyond reason. Be firm, be just, and Godspeed you all. 8.5 hours out of Newfoundland, another sunrise. It's rising out of the red of battle, this sun. But 40 more P-17s, 3 minutes apart, have roared across the Atlantic night. The Irish coast looks up to say, top of the morning. And a lake in the Ulster Highlands gives the navigator a checkpoint. Off the Scottish coast, Dernya Craig is a signal for right rudder south, across the English Midlands. Pilots are impatient with the lack of sleep. Head up, boy. Pour on the coal. Let's get there. And there's the base. 400 acres of dispersal areas. The RAF is on hand to welcome us. Set her down, Colonel. Set her down. The 351st becomes part of the 8th Air Force. We've reached the battlefront. The combat crews move into English barracks. They give them those simple, quiet names for which Americans are famous. 2 weeks later, the ground crews arrive. Hiya, Gus. Great boat trip, huh? Only 7 days and without any escort, too, See any submarines? Oh, 100 of them, huh? Well, I guess you ought to know, Gus. They tell me you was hanging over the rail all the way. Next day, big doings. Class A uniform. Shine those buttons. His Royal Highness, the Duke of Gloucester, brother to the King of England, drops in and is greeted by the old man. So fire away, gunners. Plenty more practice before that first mission. His sleeve is a Focke-Wulf. Track him. If you don't, he might get you, and you might have to bail out. Over the channel, perhaps. But if you do, a Spitfire of the Air Sea Rescue Service is bound to spot you. A stubborn, tough gang, this outfit. They'll go after you any time, any place. They picked up men 3 miles off the French coast with Heine defense batteries screaming, "No, you don't." Their answer is always, "Sorry, old boy, we will." On your identification of aircraft. Over here, it's with a real McCoy, such as this captured Ju-88. There it is. Everything up forward, punched under the nose. But the Canadian pilot says it's a sweet flying ship. Yes, sir. A dangerous all-purpose aircraft. Or the Heinkel 111K. A bad hombre, but he makes good airplane, gentlemen. These will be a happy sight in days to come. Your fighter escort, that big barrel nose job, circled in white, your own American P-47, the Thunderbolt, side by side with a graceful spit. These are what you don't shoot at. daily lectures on security given by Major Scott, your Scotch-born intelligence officer. What is it, Fred? What is it? One of those bitter lessons you learn in training. Flying close formation in rough air at low altitude is no good, gentlemen. Save that for high altitude when you're headed for the target. Next morning, we crawl out of the sack to find Britishers on the field again. Big Halifax bombers that had blasted Berlin during the night. Their own field was closed in by weather, so they dropped in on us for breakfast. Say, Percy, how's the yak-yak over there? Rough? Oh, not half bad, Yank. Well, cheerio, lads. Thanks for the ham and eggs. So long, Percy, old boy. We'll be finding out for ourselves one of these days. That day arrives. The order comes over the teletype. The communications clerk carries it to Colonel Milton, operations officer. To Colonel Burns, deputy commander. The old man is on the phone. Then in the briefing room.
I'm summarizing. Remember your route in to this DR point where you go northeast to avoid this black area. P-47s will escort you to about this point on the way in, and Spit 9 will meet you about here on the way out and escort you all the way home.
And now the weather officer. Weather's plenty important.
You'll probably have to go over and above the altitude that you're scheduled to fly, 23,000 feet. From the IP to the target, the winds will be very strong tailwinds, and your ground speed should be well about 250, 260 miles an hour. The visibility is good everywhere east of that cold front, and the temperature at the target should be comparatively warm, minus 25 degrees centigrade.
Today is your baptism of fire. If Lieutenant Argyropoulos ever felt responsibility, he feels it now. In the armament shop, his crew is picking up their guns.
Now remember, fellas, don't let them get too close trying for a sure kill. Your main job is to bring these airplanes back. You got plenty of ammunition. Keep them out there at long range.
Oh, we know. They've given you an easy hop. Only 3.5 hours in and out. What they call a milk run. But you'll remember this first mission. You don't admit it now. You wouldn't show it for the world. But later you find out everybody else felt the same way you did. Flash order from Wing headquarters. Wing wants 3 more ships added to the high group. 3 more bomb bays have to be loaded. Got to step on it. Positions in the formation change. Sergeants Kenny and Phil Hulls. Gunners think only of smooth working guns and plenty of ammunition. Ammunition's cheap. 6 cents worth of .50 caliber wanged into the cockpit of a Messerschmitt. That's what will bring you home. What did that weatherman say? 30 below over the target? Electrically heated suits. The Air Corps dresses for every occasion. Yes, everything has to be right, brother. Check everything. Every strap tight. Every buckle set. Everything understood. You get into your flak suit. Mighty heavy material, but it wears well, the man says. A thermos of hot coffee. The joker who brings it says it'll help keep you awake. Art straps on his throat mic. Over this intercom system, he'll be able to talk to every man in the ship. And they can talk to him. They'll be talking for keeps today. Well, that flare from the tower ought to be along any minute now. There it is. Start engines. Colonel's already been on missions with seasoned outfits. Today, he leads you on your berth. Second flare. Start taxi. Punch wing to wing at the start of the runway. Easy now, slow. You'll cut somebody's tail off. Rev her up, but ride those brakes hard, Fred. Roger. You keep your eye on the tower. Take off. The old man leans full on his throttle. At 15-second intervals, you follow. You're on your way. The rest of the outfit sits down to wait. Okay, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. That's the stuff. 17, 18, 19, 20. Here's the old man and Jenny. Yeah, that's your ship, Corporal. You can uncross those fingers now. 627. That's Joe Frischholz. A little hot, Joe, but you're a hot pilot. Here's Kegel in 742. Chalk him up. Here's old Zip in 879. He's got number 4 prop feather, too. Here's 953 with number 2 out. And look, Jim couldn't get his bomb bay doors closed either. Okay sign, huh, Sergeant? Must have laid him right on the nose. Yep. Oldie says he saw him land right on the MPI. Nice bombing, Steve. That's from me, Pete Provenzale, your navigator. Okay, Phil. Chalk up number 1. Nice driving, Captain Arch. You sure know your evasive action. Uh-oh. Harry caught something. 20 millimeter right across his radio. Arge looks at a hole in the horizontal stabilizer. Nothing at all. Hi, Pete. Come on, let's stow these guns and get to interrogation. Yeah, you're feeling pretty cocky. Nobody blamed you. It's great to get that first one over with. But this one was pretty easy, remember? You got a lot more to go. Longer ones, tougher ones. Signal flares. That means wounded aboard. What's tough about it was, you had to bring your bombs back. You couldn't drop them. When you reached the target, you found it closed over by weather. That's an order when you're flying over France. No indiscriminate bombing. Just German installations. The raid is a tired, sick guy this day, and nobody blames him. He had to fight his way 3 hours in, 3 hours out, under constant attack by over 200 Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulfs. He lost men, he lost ships, and couldn't strike his blow. That's rough. Here's Peter Provenzale. Remember him? Argus navigator? Today he got a 20 millimeter through the leg. But some wounded gunner wouldn't quit. He tied them together. Now, you guys, it's Bob Wallace, co-pilot. He slammed one through the cockpit, tore into Wally below his knee. Bulletproof glass. Well, Sergeant, guess you live right. Yes, the bombardiers with their first aid kits had plenty of work today, crawling back through the bomb bays, trying to keep a steady hand in the rough going. Many of your pals left you that day. Keep the fans turning. The slogan of the ground crew. They work hard, these boys. They work 90 hours straight without sleep. But your ship is their baby, and she's got to fly. And again, the weather breaks over the continent, and the handwriting on the wall spreads your story. You're into the third panel now. You've been out 8 days in a row and done a doubleheader over France on the 9th. This man's Air Force is piling it on. New combat wings have been added. New air divisions formed. Stand by. More than that, wing racks. We're really going to pile it on. That night, as always, when you know a real dilly is coming up, you're a little restless.
Breakfast at 3, briefing at 4.
Okay, man. For security's sake, anyone know what the target is for today?
Statement there. Russell.
There. Oh, see. All right, sir.
Frequency, Deutsch.
This was the longest penetration for this group. We've got an A+ target over here. We've got to get it.
Okay, gentlemen. Stations are at 5:05. Start engines 6:05. Taxi at 6:15. Takeoff 6:30. Got it? That's all.
Check in your station. At the designated splicer point, still over friendly territory, rendezvous with other groups. Your combat wing banks into position. Then wing after wing, as far as the eye can believe, the attack formed. It heads for its assigned targets 500 miles away. Up until this moment, your fighter escort is still on the ground, guarding its limited fuel capacity. Now flight control gives a signal to the Thunderbolts. They climb upstairs to overtake you.
Fighters, 3 o'clock low. Watch it. That should be our escort. You're right, sir. 47s. Pilot to crew. Pilot to crew. Over enemy coast. On the ball, you guys. Can't this one any higher than that? Where do you want to have it? In the bomb bay? Why don't you lean out and smell it?
That's right, you guys. Laugh it off. Right now, a bum joke goes better than 2 fingers of rye. Around 3 hours out, Arge looks at his watch. He knows it's time for the fighter escort to turn back. From all over the ship, you watch them leave. You're really on the ball now, because you know that enemy fighters will appear any minute. They know exactly where you are. They've been watching the stratosphere condense off your wingtips, giving you away in long trails of magnificent treachery.
Okay, here they are. o'clock high, enemy fighters. Same thing at 3 o'clock.
Yes, at least those vapor trails work both ways. Arch watches the enemy formations as they parallel your course. Seems obvious. They're staying out of range, going out ahead to turn in for a frontal attack high. All turrets swing about to help guard the rear. Top turrets hunt the sky above in all directions. There's some more out there. Keep your eyes peeled. Now it comes. The enemy pours in at you from every point on the dial.
Watch it. Get that one at 3. High. 9 o'clock, level. No, he's going low. Here he comes up. The colonel's wingman, smoking on number 4. He's going out and down. Check the chute, you guys. One chute out of the tail. 2 out of the waist. Another 2 boys out of the nose. That's 2 more. Pilot the tail. Pilot the tail. Let me know how they're doing back there. Roger. Fighter, 6 o'clock. Coming through. Yep, no chance there. Two 190s, high. Somebody got one of them on the button. That jury pilot bailed out. He's not walking away from it.
Barreling at you. A little short on heart, plenty long on guts, this enemy. Another 17 hit. And again, you have to close the gap in the formation. And again they come. 12 o'clock high, 4 o'clock level, out of the sun, and up from the ground.
More coming through. 5 o'clock.
Crossing another flak area. It's heavier this time, so black and thick you can almost hear it, and it's more effective.
Jordy's been hit in front of number 4. Cover more you can, everybody. Over. Can you help him? No can do, sir. Out of range.
Beginning of smoke screens announces the approach to the target area. The enemy's been caught off guard. He's trying to cover up. Too late. In desperation, through his own flak, the final Hun fighter makes a pass at the low squadron. Driven off, but still...
Did a fighter or flak get that ship? Flank, I think.
There it is. The flare out of the lead ship. The signal for the bomb run. This is your attack.
All right, Steve. We're on the IP. She's yours. I got her. Bombay doors open. Make a good run now, Steve. I'm on it.
Yes, make it count, bombardiers. They build these ships around you. Bombs away. Picks out its MPI in the dock area. Let's go with the heavy stuff and the big incendiaries. The high group heads for the industrial section and hands out the same medicine. Group turns for the adjacent airdrome. It blasts the field, the hangars, and repair shops with hundreds of deadly anti-personnel bombs. A nice pattern, bombardier. Good deal. Can't hear what's going on down there, 5 miles below you. But marshalling yards and chemical tanks, ships and warehouses, spare engines and ball bearing factories are disintegrating in molten chaos. It's thunder out of the Alleghenies, Adolf. You said Americans were soft and decadent? Well, here's a red, white, and blue headache that will help you change your mind. As the bomb bay doors close, take a last look at the target area. The smoke from its burning debris rises 16,000 feet into the air. More flak. The aim's still good down there. How about this trip home? Is it going to be rough?
Pilot to crew. Pilot to crew. Well, you guys, we're over an hour out. They haven't come back at us yet. Looks like we're lucky this trip. Enemy fighters, 11 o'clock high. Another 1 o'clock high. Coming level to 3. o'clock high. ME at 2 o'clock. I got him. I'll say you did. He isn't bailing out either. Another 110 at 10 o'clock. He's yours, kid. There he goes. In the pigeon.
Stoffel commanders throw their pilots into formation with suicide orders. That's what they get. Formation is tighter than ever. You're not sparing ammunition. You're knocking them down like mallets. One more. And another. For the boys up forward.
That's mine. You see him, Kent? Sure do. I'll confirm him all right.
Get this 110. Pull her up, Bart. Pull her up.
Yeah, our fighter cover's got here. Ah, poor Spit. Gee! I tell it, Jerry. It's over today, pal. Look at that Spit. Ride him down. Oh, you sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Till we meet tomorrow. Good night, sweetheart. Sleep well, banish sorrow.
Shadow on the undercast. The pilot's rainbow. Mission's end, but not the end of the battle. Fighting men from Maine to California still have a long, tough rainbow to travel. But they're looking the enemy right between his eyes. They're fighting him the American way, their American way of life. Enemy of America, look at these men. They're not going to lose, brother.